All right, sorry for the hold up, people. How y'all doing tonight, man? Look like we only got two in the building, huh? That's the best I could do is two in the building. Geno's Place TV. Lloyd, how you guys doing, man? Certified LA. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about tonight, bro. This world we living in is crazy right now. I don't even think this America no more. Your name is Kara. Okay. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because we talk about a little bit of everything over here, man. Got to. We must. Laura Iverson. Okay. Anybody in the Michigan area? You know, I was just watching a news brief a couple minutes before I started this live, and some people are saying this little World War III has started. They said that something got bombed, and that a Russian guy got poisoned, and it's going down out there, man. It is going down. You know what? I need to start watching the news more, man. The reason I can't elaborate on a lot of this stuff is because I just catch the highlights. I don't click on the story. You know, maybe I should do some real content creation and just go ahead and just really just do what needs to be done to get the content right. T got the recipe live on the scene, but I don't go anywhere, bro. I don't even like going outside right now. Even though there ain't nothing going on where I'm at, we're good over here. Let me make sure, man. Can people hear me good enough, man? I gotta make sure my volume. There we go. Now you can hear me. You know, I'm about to go make me some coffee in about 1 minute. Even though y'all can't smell my breath, go get yourself some Tic Tacs, man. Because I want fresh breath, even if I'm on camera. Even if I'm on camera. I don't even want to wear this hat tonight. We're gonna just rock the hair here. What's going on, Zayden? It's a cool name. I ain't heard of that one before. It's Zayden. Man, we just had 16 people. How'd it go from 16 till 1? Who knows? Who cares? I'm waiting for a music fan to get up in here, and then we're gonna get started. All the top stories. I appreciate it, Zayden. Hey, Zayden, Gimby, where you where you coming in from, man? Where are you at in the world, man? Where are you at in the world? I am in Michigan, United States of America. Okay. How old are you? Are you a youngin? Therians. I hope I said that right. Therians for life. How you doing, man? I figured you was a youngin. I don't know any guys my age named Zayden. Me, I'm 44. You like my shirt? It's just a regular thermal. But thank you though, man. I appreciate it. The temperature is nice today in Michigan. The temperature is great. Therians, where are you calling in from? I appreciate it. I usually wear white t-shirts, but not today, man. We're not rocking today, man. You know, hey man, if you're able to see my live right now, man, can you put a 10 in the chat? I would like to see a 10. It says there's just one person in here, but I'm pretty sure there's more than just one person, man. It's crazy how this algorithm works. Okay, so we got one so far. And maybe it really just is one person. Who knows? Doesn't surprise me. Music Fan is supposed to be showing up. I don't know where Music Fan is at. Jay Biggs ain't been around. Hey, did you know you have CIA in your name? I appreciate that. Greetings from the U.S. Allow me to extend my policies for, allow me to extend my apologies for the behavior of the Americans as of lately. That doesn't represent the whole majority of us. That just represents a very small evil few. We are not all Epstein lovers. You know another thing too about that Epstein guy. Huh. I just seen another news story today that suggests that Epstein did not unalive himself. He was, in fact, strangled. I am in the state of Michigan. The ruling class does not represent any country. You are, in fact, correct. Well spoken, sir. Very well spoken. I know what you mean. And you are absolutely correct. The ruling class represents the ruling class. They don't represent a town, a city, a country, or a state. They represent their money and their power. They represent their secret society. They represent their evil. Their evil Knievel. And you know what? I think a lot of us are better off. Well, you want to know what a ruling class is? Your president, your Congress, your senator, your governor, all your industrialists, all your capitalists, all your Zionists and your socialists and your, yeah, those are all ruling class people that I just named. They're evil Knievel. I mean, I hope I hope that the youngins haven't been paying attention to the news because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on right now everywhere. It doesn't really matter where you're at. They're just unleashing the Kraken on us. Release the Kraken. They are getting it cracking around here. Overnight, I guess there is an explosion somewhere at a big facility. They're talking about the war has begun, so we shall see. Oh, I ain't on nothing. I'm about to go make me some coffee right now. You know what? This damn light, man. What the hell? There we go. Yeah, we have to we have to get this is, believe it or not, I don't know how people feel about me saying this, but believe it or not, bro, we gotta get closer to God right now, man. And not even God, bro, just closer to your creator. We won't call him God. For me, he's God, but for other people, we'll just call him your creator. If you represent your creator as a good thing, a righteous thing, now more than ever before is the time to get closer to your holy creator. Because, you know, Lord forbid that anything happens to any one of us, but like, we're going into a time that everybody alive on earth right now, and I mean every person, is there's about to be like difficult times ahead, right? Very, very difficult times because like there is some high level stuff that is and when I say high level, I mean the people that run these countries, the people that keep the order and the lawfulness in place is they're being exposed as not just corrupt, but just corrupt and foul and out of line, right? And when shit like that happens, they're gonna strike back because they listen, man. When people do shit, that's because they want to do it, right? So if people are doing bad stuff, that's because that's what they want to do. But let me tell you something that a person that does bad doesn't want. They don't want to get exposed. They don't want to get exposed, right? And when you're dealing with powerful people that get exposed, they are going to lash out. They are going to make some ruckus, especially if they're in control of a lot of stuff that we use every day. They have control of the military, and they have control over the police forces and the CIA and the FBI and all that kind of stuff, right? They got control over this stuff. So if you were doing some bullshit, right, and you got exposed for it, and you got all this power, you got all this money, you got all these other powerful friends with money that are doing the same stuff, what would you guys do? You know what I'm saying? Especially if the allegations involve some of the stuff people been hearing about within these last couple months. Like very, very serious allegations that any one of us will get thrown under the jail for, right? We'll go straight to jail with no bail, and we might not even have a court date set right away. So, like, you got to think about that, man. You don't have to think about it. I'll do all the thinking, but, you know, very dark times ahead. I feel it. Hopefully, it's gonna get over promoted, you know what I'm saying, to where like it's another one of those cases to where it gets so hyped up that when it finally hits, it's not even what we thought it was gonna be. the evil empire, you know, has to answer for their sins, and the right people get involved and the wrong people get taken out of the picture, and we can move forward with life. We can keep, you know, working jobs, raising our kids, and doing what we've always done, right? But I don't know, man. It's a weird time we're in. I think this time that we're in is going to end up in future history books that kids will be taught in school about and get history tests about. And you guys are going to have to answer questions based on this time right now. And if you get a passing grade, then you can pass your class. But that's what these times right now are going to be about for the future. You know, I just seen a guy on the internet. I don't know how true it is, but he said over the past 3 year period, America has sent Israel about almost $1 trillion in a 3 year period. That's only 1,500 days. You know, not even a full 1,500. That's like, yeah, that's about 1,500 days, man. It's around 3 years. You know, 365, so that's 900. So no, I'm wrong. It's not 1,500. It's about 1,200, right? Because 6 and 6 is 120, so that's 1,000. So 3 years is around 1,000 days, right? We'll say 1,100 days. We'll say that 1,100 days. $1 trillion got moved in about 1,100 days. Yeah, you had me threw off there for a second when you said love in small groups. I'm like, what is this person talking about? You know what? Me personally, I'm more of a desert kind of person. You know, I rather live in the desert with a couple dogs, couple rifles, couple quads, nice little gas reserve, some a nice supply of wood, uh, um, a good supply of water, and things like that. You know, like a cowboy, man. Yeah, I would definitely have my dogs with me, man. We would have but see, I don't want to keep adding to what I want because like I grew up in the desert and there ain't nothing like it to me. I'm pretty sure someone who grew up in the woods would say the same thing, right? Me, I grew up in the desert, so me growing up in the desert, naturally, you know, that's where I would want to be at. What's going on outdoor, bub? You know, you watch them old Western movies, you can't help but admire them cowboys riding horses through the desert and passing under the ridges and through the valleys and seeing the Native Americans on their horses with their weapons looking down at the cowboys. Like, to me, the desert trumps any terrain, right? I just, and you know what's messed up? I don't even think there is any desert in Europe, not even a little bit. Is there? Does anybody know? I mean, it's only one person in here right now, but like, hey man, I gotta research that and see if there's any desert in Europe. You know what I'm saying? I really want to know the answer to that. Yeah, man. The desert is and I'm gonna tell you why, because the desert, you get all your seasons, right? You get wind, you get rain, you get snow, you get water, you get wildlife. You can, like, it's been proven throughout history that desert life is very, you can sustain out in the desert, right? And it also helps you become more savvy to the elements, right? You gotta learn to be crafty. You can't just stand still and expect for stuff to come to you. You gotta go out and take care of stuff. I mean, I guess it's the same in the woods, but the woods it's a little different because there's more wildlife that you can, you gotta like, you gotta build a log cabin and do all this stuff, which I wouldn't mind living in the woods as long as it was near a lake, right? No, it's not. You're right. It is absolutely not for the everyday modern lifestyle of a human being. But wouldn't it be nice? How you doing, Marcy's? Wouldn't it be nice? There's still a lot of untapped land in the desert, right? Especially in California, man. Oh man, I mean, you're pretty much. It sucks nowadays because like you'll be way out in the desert, off grid, but you'll have a whole satellite tracking you still. So, you know. But the thing about the desert is, you can go find you a nice cave. I wouldn't mind living in the I wouldn't mind living in the Grand Canyon. You know what I'm saying? Even there's a part of the Grand Canyon you're not even allowed to. Let me tell you another thing for the Americans in the chat, right? That lady was talking about that fact that the Colorado Rocky Mountains are suffering from low snowfall this year. Like, according to her, it's been declining for years. And what's going to ultimately end up happening is that the Colorado River is going to dry up. And the Colorado River provides water for about 40 million people, right? That's a lot of people that rely on one body of water, a river. And I've been to the Colorado River many times. I used to go fishing on the Colorado River. You can go and hit the Colorado River through Nevada and Arizona. And if you go look at the Colorado River that runs through Nevada, you'll see what I'm talking about. Over a course of about 20 years, the water level of the river has dropped about a good 200 feet. Maybe not 200, but like 100 feet for sure. I don't know. I have to look up the water level because I don't know exactly. But this is how you could tell, right? Out there in Nevada, it's all rock. There's really no trees and bushes and plants other than like desert stuff, right? But for some reason, the water had bleached the rock, you know, um, and then the sun bakes the rest of it that's above water level. So because of that, you can see the line where the water used to be. And if you go stand next to it, it's about 100 to 200 feet high of where the water level dropped over the years, and it continues to drop. That's the crazy part. Is that water particularly relies on snowfall from the Colorado Rockies, right? So if it were to stop snowing in the Rockies, there would be no water runoff from the snow melt, and 40 million people along that path rely on that water. So there's a lot going on, bro. Like, it is so many things going on, new stuff, like new events of this timeline, right? This isn't like stuff that doesn't matter neither. This is like stuff that does matter. Like, this is it. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on that are going to affect the lives of many. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, imagine if Detroit River dried up. The Great Lake water system that surrounds Michigan just started drying up, and scientists and geologists couldn't figure out why. You know, um, it would be a huge issue, right? Because the water in Michigan is well known for being one of the biggest fresh water reserves in the entire world, right? It's fresh. There's no salt in the water. It's easy to process, and it's easy to go from the lake into your cup, right? So if that were to dry up, that would be like devastating. Therese, what's going on? Tereska, Benderova, Benderova. You got me with that one. But yeah, give me a second, cause hold on. All right. Oh, what's going on, Evil? Hey, man. Happy Valentine's Day, man, to anybody who believes in that shit. Happy Valentine's Day to anybody who is still in love on today. If you're in love today, happy Valentine's Day to you. If you got your roses, your panties, or your chocolate, happy Valentine's Day. Me, this is my Valentine's Day weekend live stream. The temperature outside today was really nice. It reached all the way to 50 degrees. And to be the middle of February in Michigan is considered the middle of the winter time. In other words, this is when temperatures can easily reach below freezing. So for it to be 50 degrees today was a breath of fresh air. For them to say that next week it's going to be all rain and no snow, that's kind of nice. That means the snow melt is going to continue throughout the week. But there will be fresh snowfall before the winter time is over with. So let's get rid of this nasty snow and then let it just look ugly for a few weeks and then get this fresh snowfall in. And, I just realized that your name is Captain's Log. I don't know why I didn't see. I guess because it's the way it's spelled, but it took me a minute to realize that your name is actually Captain's Log. So let me ask you this, man. Do you live life on the water, man? Do you, no wonder you like talking about the water and nature and stuff. Okay. That's what I want to know, bro. Do you do any boat life, bro? Larry Hill, what's going on? Hey, boy. I cannot play a song, man. This is a talking channel only. All we do is conversate. We conversate, we politic, and we don't hate. Let me go get my coffee. It's done. Hey, and by the way, anybody that subscribes or follows my channel, I do a lot of cooking, right? Music fan, finally, we've been waiting for you. I do a lot of cooking videos. Okay. I might have to, how big is your channel, man? I only have 665 subscribers. You know, it's weird. Last night, Donut Guy in the house. Last night, I had 666 subscribers with 444 videos, which was so strange to me because when I woke up, that number changed and the subscriber count changed. And it's just like, it's weird, right? To say the least. It's weird, but it's cool. I'm rolling with all the punches, man. I am rolling with all the punches. Um, Benderova says, yeah, I mean, the snow is annoying. I want a summer already. Sorry, bad English, by the way. You can call me Tez if you want and enjoy the coffee. Oh, yeah, I got my coffee, man. You know, adults, we gotta have, we got to have our coffee. I don't even know if you can see that. Okay. You know what, Donut Guy? I think I looked into your channel already, man. Listen, man, out of all the subscribers that I lost on my journey, I'd have been well over 700 already. But I keep getting these people that like will subscribe and then unsubscribe an hour later. So, you know, it's been leaking on the back end, but it's fine. You know, I feel like if you're not going to stay subscribed, I'd rather you get out the way sooner than later so I can do my final count. I'm not far off from 1,000. I'm pushing about 2,000 watch hours. So, you know, we're getting there. But the things that I talk about, I really don't think that I'm going to be able to be monetized the way that I would like to be monetized because I do a lot of cussing. I talk about a lot of controversial stuff. I be trolling the trolls sometimes, and that's just not what the advertisement people want to see. Um, my Valentine's Day, I don't even acknowledge Valentine's. Today is unremarkable. It's like any other day. Now I wish I would have had like some candy or something for Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, you know I got the I keep the long hair like a you know Vikings have long hair, man. I have European ancestors. I have European ancestors, so you know, yeah, there's that. Man, I can't believe we got to 10 likes already, man. Can we get to a 20 piece? That'd be nice. That was the fastest I ever seen my channel get 10 likes. That was like 38 minutes. All right. You know, so now we are going to talk about this kidnapping case. Well, mine says 10 unless it hasn't fully updated yet. Um, are you getting your mom some flowers? That's absolutely. You know, mothers can definitely be your Valentine, in my opinion, most definitely. Mothers get to be involved in every holiday except Father's Day. And even then, mothers can be acknowledged on Father's Day, but you know, it just depends, right? A lot of mothers out there, you know, shout out to the mothers, man, because you know they really out here being the fathers and the mothers, whether they like it or not. They're not doing it on purpose. They just, you know, there's a lot of families without the father present. You know what I'm saying? And so the mother's gotta be the father and the mother. So you know, she's gotta be the Valentine for the son a lot of the times. When he's little, he doesn't know much about Valentine's Day. He doesn't have a girlfriend. All he has is his mother, and he knows that he loves his mama. And so, you know, that's how that goes. Bianca, why would you come in with all these 6 7s though? I can't help but feel like that's really, really negative and hateful. Like, Why all the 6.7s? Why? The only thing I like about 6.7 is a 67 Impala. You ever seen a 67 Impala Super Sport? It comes with a 409 in it. I just like the kids keep saying that 6.7 doesn't mean anything, but like if it doesn't mean nothing, why does everybody say it? And I've seen like grown adults say it, so I know it means something. It definitely means something. What do you think about the Nancy Guthrie case? I think that it's unfortunate, and I think that the law enforcement is scrambling to do their best work to solve what happened. I think that unfortunately, when people do this kind of stuff, if it's a professional thing, it's going to be extremely difficult to get to the bottom of it. I don't know if you guys know this, but um, when it comes to law enforcement and it comes to good police work, a lot of departments literally rely on like the streets talking, right? That's how a lot of stuff gets solved and a lot of people get implicated is through the streets. So when you have a professional group it's not a street thing, it's very difficult for them to do their job because a lot of police work gets done through word of mouth, like tips and people calling in and just that's how a lot of police work gets handled is through snitching basically. So I don't know about this one, man. Absolutely. Adios, Captain's Log. You take it easy. Have a great day, man. No, man. I learned long time ago not to be regretful, bro. I learned a long time ago to just accept your life for what it is. Don't be upset that it's not what you want it to be. And don't be regretful over the things you did or didn't do. Because a lot of times that's what makes us who we are. And that's what shaped us into what we are. So not a whole lot of regrets, man. Do I have thoughts about things that I could have done different? Absolutely. I'm pretty sure everybody does. But being regretful is damn near borderline sinful. Cause why you regret your life? That sounds crazy. I can't see myself just living my entire existence regretting the fact that I never became Snoop Dogg or regretting that I never made $1 million, um, regretting that I went to jail before. Like, there's no reason to regret because at the end of the day, none of this stuff in life really truly matters. It's all just an idea of someone. It doesn't really matter. Like, none of this shit matters, and I can't even explain it. The only thing that really matters is the fact that you got family that loves you, and that you'll be able to be with them until your last days a lot of the time, and that you want to that day will never come, music fan. I'm not spitting no bars on YouTube. This is a place where it will get stolen, remixed, and put on a track, and some cat from the Illuminati will make thousands of dollars off it. This is not a place to be just letting go of all kinds of intellectual property because it will in fact get jacked. There are there are agencies that they love that kind of shit. I don't need to make no money, man. The money, the money. Let's talk about the money. Who wants to make money on YouTube? Is that even a thing? Like, who makes the money on YouTube? Let's just be honest. Who makes any significant amount of livable wage off of YouTube? You know.
Yeah, I hear you,
But like what would make people enjoy watching me rap about
smart people want money. And you know what?
you're right, inappropriate. Stupid people want money too though. I don't know if you know that, but smart and stupid people alike want money. I think even blind and deaf people want money.
Hell, I seen a
Retarded
retarded
guy
guy.
working at McDonald's, so I'm assuming that retarded people want money too.
Yeah, you know what? I've been having a problem.
Problem with that. I don't know what's going on with my mic. Hold on. Let me go get my other mic. Oh, snaps. All right. So I'm going to turn this mic on. Tell me if it improves because I've been having an issue with my phone mic lately. I don't know why. I think the speaker just needs to be cleaned with a steam cleaner. Is that better? Inappropriate. Why are you being inappropriate, bro? Do you ever take a day off? Yeah, this is my little. Do you ever take a day off? Yeah, I don't know. I remember when Nicki Minaj damaged her career by speaking so highly of Donald Trump. And you know it's crazy. I used to really like Donald Trump. Like I thought that he was a good dude, but like with everything coming out, I know a lot of it's propaganda, but if 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 there's actual files of his dealings, then that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing, man. And you know, I've always liked Donald Trump, man. I was never a Donald Trump. I'm still not a Donald Trump hater. I don't care about the propaganda. I feel like people will end up, yeah, people will end up answering to their own bullshit, right? So if in fact that he is guilty of whatever they say he's guilty of, let it come out in the wash. But as of right now, I don't pay much attention to what they say about Donald Trump or the politics, to be honest. Um, the current biggest story in America right now is this country lady and her mother. So, exactly, I agree with that. All victims are always owed justice. But I can't help but feel like we're living in a time now where justice doesn't prevail a lot of time. It just doesn't. That's the world we're living in. Okay, people are linking up. Hey, how about that? You know what? Let me ask you guys a question. Has anybody ever heard of a content creator named Melly Monaco? Is anybody familiar with Melly Monaco? If you're not, let me just tell you a quick rundown about Melly Monaco. She runs, she used to run a dating, like she had a dating channel that you could log into her lives and you could stream yard to where you could get on camera too and you could meet somebody. It's called Melly Monaco. She doesn't have it anymore, but she used to have it. And you could get on there. And I went on there once, and it'll be a girl that's featured on her show, and all these guys can like shoot their shot. And what's going on, Jess? There's a lot of guys that can shoot their shot with the girls, and this is what made the channel so cool was that when she stream yarded you to the camera, if you were acting shy or you were like looking lame, the people in the chat could vote you out of there. And then you could super chat her like $20 and she'd kick you immediately. So that was kind of cool. That was like the best idea I've ever seen on YouTube because like her channel exploded, man. She had like 600,000 subscribers, and every time she did a live, there was 3,000 people in it. And I used to watch it every night. Like, well, not every night, but like every time she would go live. Not to mention Melly Monaco is fine is wine. She's so damn gorgeous. But she ended up getting with a basketball player, and then she changed her channel. But I went on there once, though. I went on there once. You can still go to her page and look at the old uploads of it was called Shoot Your Shot, right? And it was dudes from all over the country, right? And basically, like, it was dudes in LA, dudes from New York, just dudes from everywhere. Even in some cases, there were dudes from Europe, right? They would get on there, and and if the girl liked you, you guys exchanged information, and you guys could link up later. You know what I'm saying? And I suppose it wasn't going to end up like the Jenny Jones show, where people get hurt, but it was a cool concept, man. I've never seen nothing like it before. I watched Melly Monaco. I don't even know how her channel even got recommended to me at the time it did, but I used to get off work, make me something to eat, get fresh, kick it on the couch, and watch her little live shows, man. And that was like a live that I really could just sit there for an hour or two and watch without moving to another live. So, she definitely had a great idea, and I'm sure she made a lot of money off of it. But like I said, she also did other things. Like she reviewed foreign cars, and she did a lot of stuff. Melly Monaco is real cool people, man. I've actually spoke to her. I've spoke to her. Um, but she's a whole celebrity now. Like she really is. I forget the her husband, the basketball player dude, but he's a big time basketball player. Like he ain't no unheard of dude. Like people know who I'm talking about. I don't know his name off the top. I have to go look and see. But look the name up. It's Melli Monaco. And it's a light skinned African girl. She's from the UK, but she lives in Los Angeles, right? She got green eyes. That's how you'll know it's her. She got them beautiful green eyes, man. And real cool. No, she's not from the UK. She's from France. Yeah, she's from France. I don't know where at in France. I just know she was born and raised in France. But she's not French. I don't know what she is. But um, at any rate, you should hook two people up on your channel. Nah. You know what? I honestly, music fan, I feel like I've already messed this channel up from being unprofessional and, um, not unprofessional in a way to where I just wasn't operating it like a professional channel. It's literally just a little. And so what I mean by that is I mix too many different dynamics into the channel, right? And professional channels, they're not like that. They're cut and dried, same topics, same type of content. And yeah, well, I'm still going. I haven't uploaded any videos lately, man. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I need to get back on these videos, bro, but it ain't even that I'm not inspired. It's just that I started doing the gaming, and that's another thing. I really regret dropping the gaming videos because they really wasn't a part of what I was trying to do. It was just something that I came across, and I already had my PlayStation account hooked up to YouTube. It's even hooked up to Twitch, but I should have made that separate from this channel, but I didn't. I added them both together, and I still kind of wish I wouldn't have done that because I feel like it diluted my channel and watered it down a little bit. No, I don't regret it. I just wish I would have been thinking about it more to where I could have literally just created a whole nother channel and dedicated it only to gaming and then played more than just GTA 5. You know what I'm saying? I could have did a lot of things, and this is the great part about life. I still can do it. It ain't never too late. I still can do it. Yeah. Well, the other thing too is the algorithm is not pushing my channel anymore, man. I've been suffering like severe drops in my numbers, and I haven't been able to rise them up. I've been continuing to drop shorts. I've been doing my lives on a regular, and it's just nothing's working. I don't know what it is, man. The numbers are just not numbering. So, I mean, it pushes it, but I don't understand the number aspect. Because when I first started, man, like, because I go to my YouTube studio and check the weekly numbers. Like I literally went from an average of 6,500 views in 48 hours all the way down to 600 views. So, and it's still dropping. So it's like, when I check the algorithm or I check the YouTube studio at night, the analytics, it's showing that it's not being watched at all. Like there's no views. And when I first started, it wasn't like that. There was constant views even throughout the night while I was asleep. I would wake up and I would have all these views. And so I don't know, maybe the algorithm just decided that this wasn't gonna be, you know, yeah, I know. I know I need to stop cussing, man. But really it started from paying too much attention to the trolls, man. And it's kind of too late for me to reverse that, to go back to but it's not the algorithm. I know what it is. It's the one of the worst things that a person can find out in this world is that the control over the people, right? That's the worst thing. That's why everybody talks about getting spiritually attacked and all this stuff, because you think about it and you say to yourself, who's doing these attacks? They're people. Like like people are not what we thought they were. Like people are just, I appreciated tech. Everybody, people are controlled, man. Like the people, I keep telling people, hey man, the worst thing that could have ever happened to earth is the people, man. People are just such garbage nowadays, man. It's just everything is controlled. If it's not a computer, it's just people work for different agencies that are just solely built off control. Everything is about control. Everything. And if they don't want you to be a part of something, your ass won't be a part of it. And the people are going to be the ones that ultimately get rid of you. It ain't going to be the algorithm. It ain't going to be that you don't have good content. It's just going to be that the people, that's how it goes. And I never was able to get over that fact that, people are so shitty, man. And that's just a fact of life, you know. No, I know. That's why I told Music Fan and Jay Biggs that we're not going to be just kicking all the people that are considered trolls. We're not going to just keep kicking them, because it actually hurt my channel for a while. Like my lives they were doing all right at first, but then they went way down. I think the most I ever had in the live is 30 people. Like I ain't one of those individuals that get to look at my numbers and say, "Oh my God, there's 65 people in here. I got 150 likes." It can happen, but I mean, it's like you got to do this stuff for years and years and years. And I'm pushing about almost 500 videos, but I know people who got 2,500 videos. So, you gotta keep working. Hey, I appreciate it, Tech. You have a great night in all your endeavors. We'll catch you later, alligator. But by no means am I complaining, right? So I don't want you to think that I'm coming off like I'm complaining, because I ain't complaining, man. My life don't revolve around YouTube. My whole existence doesn't revolve around content creation, but um, you know, it is something that I wanted to do, even before the original launch of my channel. I always thought about it. Like, dude, And it wasn't the fact that do I want to be a content creator. It was never that. It was more of do I got what it takes to wake up every day and drop content and just because one thing I learned about people too though, the good part of it, here's the good part about people. All you got to do is speak, right? Talking is something that people enjoy. Like people will get comfortable, put their earphones on, and just sit back and listen to you talk all damn night long. You know, but there's an element to things that also needs to be acknowledged, right? Wait, what's what's that build B&B? I don't know what you're talking about, Jess. What's that building? Oh, that's a place in Detroit. Um, when you're heading towards the downtown area, if you look, you'll see I passed the Motor City Casino. Um, I don't think it's a motel. Um, I know what building you're talking about, but I don't really know what it is. It's actually a refurbished building. Um, um, that's actually Grand River. If anybody is familiar with Detroit, which I don't know if anybody in here is, but like a lot of that stuff is it's refurbished because it's the beginnings of the downtown area, right off of Grand River. Which, if you know anything about Detroit, Grand River is one of the main streets that was always Grand River was like the main drag of Detroit 100 years ago. You know, Detroit. You know, it's a very wide street, and Detroit. I mean, Grand River was one of those streets. So as you get closer to downtown, you'll notice that a lot of the buildings are refurbished. They got lights in them, but it might be a motel or more. You know, Detroit's one of those places where they still have bed and breakfasts. They got hostels, stuff like that. Um, I even know there's this one place over on the east side that it's a bar, right? Imagine this, a bar that you could stay at. That's that old world shit where they got room and board upstairs and you could stay 2 or 3 nights at this bar and then you can eat breakfast, go downstairs and go have you a drink. But they got places like that here still, man, where a lot of there's business owners that have little small businesses in a two-story structure that's I don't know 120 years old, and you can live upstairs above your business. You don't have to like live across town somewhere. You can live right there inside your business. So that's one thing I like about Detroit is there's a lot of old buildings. Like I'm talking over 100 years old. You know, my youngest daughter, her house that she lives in, it just turned 100 years old last year in 2025. So there's a thing, an ordinance in Detroit to where when you live in an old house, why shut down bridge? What bridge is that? Ain't no bridge is shut down. They were talking about shutting down Ambassador Bridge after they built the Gordie Howe Bridge, but I don't know when that's supposed to take place. But the Ambassador Bridge is like the original bridge of Detroit. It's very old. It's been around for a long time. I've never been on the bridge, but I like to go fishing by the bridge. You catch some big ass fish down there by that bridge. They just built a nice park up under the bridge, and they throw a lot of like events there. It's a nice spot for the fishermen, right? And actually, the reason I like it is it's the deepest part of the river by that bridge, and you'll see it, the blue bridge. It lights up at night. It's got the Ambassador Bridge in red neon letters. It's the deepest spot. It's like 65 feet right there, right? And a few years ago, this guy was working on the bridge, and well, there's two bridges in one tunnel, so I don't know which one. It can't be the Gordie Howe Bridge because they just built it and opened it. The Ambassador Bridge, maybe because it's old and ancient, but it looks nice. That's the bridge that's got the old style. So to me, it looks nice. It represents, there's very few pictures of Detroit that you don't see that bridge in when you're talking about like postcards and stuff like that. He trying to shut down the Gordie Howe Bridge. That's the one they just built. I don't know why he would be trying to shut that one down. I don't know, but they have a tunnel that goes under the river and it comes back up on the Canadian side, and it's another means of transport to get to Canada. What's going on, Tig? I'm gonna have to look that up, music fan. I did not know. Ooh, look who's in the house. Cutie Pie is in the house. You feeling better, Cutie Pie? Oh, Oscar back in the house today. How you doing, man? Hey Jess, I noticed that you're not subscribed to the channel too, man. I noticed that. How do you how are you able to find my channel if you're not subscribed? Oh, you are subscribed. You must have a private subscription then, because I'm not able to see all my subscribers, but I can see some of them. So yeah, I know I seen you on there, Oscar. Yeah, it's a setting that your YouTube settings, you can keep your subscriptions private, or you can customize your subscriptions where some will be public and some will be private. And so you know, but I'm curious about this Gordie Howe Bridge thing, man. I haven't heard that yet. Why do you think I'm sus the second time? No, man, I don't think you're sus. I was looking at my subscribers last night and I just your name popped in my head and I didn't see it. But there's like I said, there's a lot of people that I don't see, so don't take it personal. There's no way I'm at 675. Are you serious, music fan? It says 675 for real? That's news. It was just at 665. Oh man, I just got a 10-piece McNugget. That's crazy work. Yeah, well, that's crazy work, man. But drinking beers in Australia. Have a great day. Oh man, that sounds good, man. I wish I had a beer right now, but I don't. I ain't gonna drink on camera though. That is very irresponsible. I wouldn't even drink a Coors Light on camera, man. And, Coors Light is only damn near um drinking water. Me, I'm a Corona and a Modelo kind of guy. I definitely am. Um, I wanted to talk about this case, but I just can't help but say I haven't looked into it. It's just I can tell you this. This is what I'll say about the case that Music Fan was speaking on earlier. That case is there are a lot of people that think it's a hoax. There are a ton of people. Yes. There are a ton of people that think the Nancy Guthrie case is a hoax. I don't know what to think about that. It's very, very difficult to decide because, on one hand, it's very unfortunate for any family to have to go through something like that. But on the other hand, there are a lot of people that do hoaxes like that, and prominent families as well, like people of significance in our society. And with that being said, it's like, you know, how do you how do you know if these people are just sitting up here trying to distract you from something? Are they trying to gain sympathy through trauma? It's hard to say, man. It's really hard to say. But like I said last time, I sent my prayers out to the family, and I did. I actually went and I prayed for the family, and I still pray. Like that's something I don't play about, man, because you don't want to get caught like playing about prayer, and come to find out, God was listening to you the whole time. And some people don't believe in God, but I do. And to believe to that's like a huge thing. If you say you believe in God, that's not to be taken lightly, man. If you say you believe in God, that's to say that you believe in the karma that comes with playing with God, right? And when you start to believe in the energy, there is karma attached to it, because whatever you put your energy into, it becomes reality. Oh man, I am good, cutie pie. I am so good, man. I cannot express how much. You know what? We are going to talk. We are going to be okay, right? Yeah, I think I've read the whole book of Psalms and Proverbs many times in my lifetime. Many, many times. There is definitely power in prayer. And I've said this before, I say it again. Hey, bro, whatever you believe in, whatever it may be, just understand this. My theory for life is this and this alone. Whatever you put your energy into, whether someone else thinks that it's not real or not, it becomes real in your reality. And when something becomes real, it becomes real. In other words, you gotta live it as your reality, and then that energy will turn it into something that will start to manifest things in your life. You know what I'm saying? And so, that's why these devil worshippers go so hard, because they're not playing. And I hate to use them as the example, but that seems to be something that's trending right now, is all these satanic individuals that have been up to no good doing these things to different people. But I can say this, they take it very serious. They don't look at it as just something they believe in. They look at it as they believe in it because it's real. And it's the same way with people that believe in the Holy Administrator. You believe it because it's real in your life. It is something that is going, the energy of it manifests into your reality, and then your life starts to be affected by it, whether it's good or bad. That's up to you where you stand, right? And that goes with anything, right? Have I heard of the Mike Hawk? No, I haven't. I haven't heard of Mike Hawk, you know, but I assume that you're trolling with Mr. Hawk in the first place. So no, I haven't heard, and I don't really think that Mike Hawk is in the files, right? Not mine. Definitely not Mike Hawk. WhatsApp. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Um, the files, bro. Let's let that sink in. The files. Who is in the files? Let me find out that Nino Mercury is in the files, though. You know, let me find out that Nino Mercury is out here creating his own file. But at any rate, I can't wait to see my baby girl. She's getting all her little new teeth in, and she's growing up to be quite the young lady. She's smart. She's quick on her feet. She's witty, and she wants to be something great. And that my oldest daughter is into her music creation, and she's really good at the piano. And you know what? Both of my daughters play piano. How about that? They play the keyboard, but piano, keyboard, it's all the same. I don't know about Jenna. Um, my oldest one has. The youngest one, I'm gonna have to like play some of your music for her whenever I'm over there. But the last time I seen her was on her birthday, which was back in January. Oh, okay, well, when you're done with it, send over the music file and let me hear it. Um, you know what? I was thinking about recording me a song. Oh, absolutely, cutest. You are my Valentine. I was thinking about recording a song. When I first came to Detroit, I recorded a little quick song and I uploaded it to the Facebook. That was back in 2017, but it was slapping though, man. I used a good beat. Um, oh, you want to know what I'm eating? Fresh mint Tic Tacs. Keep a fresh breath. Coffee breath stinks, and I have a tendency on eating them. I have a tendency on eating my Tic Tacs, but I don't want nobody to smell my breath through the camera. So Oscar says he wants to show a picture of us here on the beach in Tel Aviv. Can I post on your page? We are all watching you. Yeah, you absolutely can. That would not be a problem at all. But do me a favor, write the date on a piece of paper before you take the picture so that way it's confirmed. You can go to my community page and you can well, I'll tell you this, Oscar, since you guys love me so much, why don't you go ahead and send the word for these people over here to lighten up? Because everybody knows Israel got all the power. So why don't you use your power for good and tell these people to lighten up? That's because you're a new subscriber. That's that's how I know that you haven't been subscribed. Because the only time that it will give you that message is when you're a new subscriber. You have to wait 24 hours. Israel watches everyone. Israel is watching every red-blooded American. Yeah, but how long have you been subscribed? Exactly. You subscribed today. You should have subscribed the last time we spoke, and you would be able to upload anything you wanted moving forward. See, because I had an option, I could have made people wait a week or a day. I took the easy route and said a day. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. Oh yeah, don't forget about the you know, yep. But don't no worries. Um although buy me a coffee is a very popular mechanism that creators use, nobody um utilizes any type of donations. And you know what? A thing about a donation is this. There are definitely people that donate, right? But a lot of times to get the donations, you have to be linked in with certain groups of people. And if you are, then you like why you think people can get $500,000 in donations, right? Those are LinkedIn people. Like you don't just get $500,000 in donations because nobody knows who you are or you're not a significant part of any groups of people. So, you know, I understand my role in society and my role in this very complex and intricate part of the world, but I don't expect to ever receive any donations because by the time I do, I will already be rich on my own. I will already be paid. So I don't need for anybody to feel any kind of need or compassion to want to like utilize buy me a coffee or the cash app or anything, right? Because it's like it's just there to let you know that this is a real channel that is, you know, like it's a real channel that is working on a brand, right? My brand is whatever that you see that it's becoming, right? Even if you don't like the brand, you don't agree with the brand, it's still gonna be the brand. Even if you think that like a lot of people don't like Timu because they sell a lot of cheap stuff. But either way it goes, Timu is still a brand, you know. But so I put the links there in a professional way to signify that we are we're a real channel over here. Like it's a real channel. Like no matter what anybody has to say about it, how anybody feels, I run a real channel. And at one point in the future, I will even go and start a LLC to protect future content. Not saying that I don't care about this content because I care about all my content. And currently, I don't work up under any agencies. I don't work for any social media groups. You know what I'm saying? I am a independent, entity that can make any type of content that I want, and there is no agencies over my head that can tell me what and what not to create. So, with that being said, if you ever do see a channel outside of this one using anything of mine or my likeness, it's not me, right? And they're probably monetizing it somewhere else. I would hope not, but there are people that do that. They'll take other people's content and they'll monetize off of it. And they'll market it as if I'm aware that it's happening. And that is, in fact, not the case. So, you got to watch out for people like that. There's a lot of people that will create a bootleg channel off of other people's content and they make money off of it. That's why they do it, but it's okay. I just felt the need to say that. I just felt the need to put that out there. So we are 90 minutes in, and coincidentally enough, we have zero watching right now, and there's 13 likes. So my question to the chat is this: is there really nobody watching? Does anyone truly believe that the numbers are at zero, or is that just the manipulation of the YouTube platform, or is that a lag? Yeah, you don't even have to make it a point to not announce the subscriber count unless number one I ask, or number two at the end of the video, right when you know I'm about to end the video, then put it out there, because um if people want to know my subscriber count, they can tap into the channel and look into it. Yeah, no doubt. I can definitely see that people are engaged, but I also see that people are also choosy. They don't know if they want to come or go. So, you know, I don't want to know my progress because I'm well aware of my progress, and I feel like everything I've ever did, even through all the hindrance, I know how to make progress. All right, cutest. Love you. Talk to you soon. Very soon. Just make sure that you answer the phone when I call. Yeah, no doubt. You know, um, you know, good things are happening regardless of when people think they're not. There are still very good things that happen, beneficial things that you know, um, can change your life for the better. So that's what we're gonna focus on. And even if you hear me not focusing on that, then maybe pull my coattail and say, "Hey, man, I thought we were focusing on the good things." Because anybody can focus on the bad, right? And I would say, yeah, you're right. Anybody could, but sometimes it doesn't matter who it is. People need to be reminded that there are still and always will be good things happening, and the more you manifest those good things, the better. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Shadow? The more you manifest them, the more that they will materialize into your life, and then you'll get to a point where you'll be like, oh my God, there's all these good things happening for me. And all this time I was sitting up here only focusing on the bad. But focusing on the bad doesn't mean that only bad things are going to happen. It just means that, you may not see the good things, right? Because I've seen people that were extremely negative and still had a bunch of positive stuff going on. So, it's just like it doesn't really matter. I think ultimately it's the energy signature that you give off is what's going to manifest. It ain't about what you say all the time. Sometimes it's just about what your energy is focused on, man. And I believe too that your energy is an independent source to your mind. So in other words, you can be saying one thing and your mind could be doing another thing. You know, but I also feel like with just that even being said by itself, that if you could master the art of thinking in conjunction to your energy signature, you could single-handedly change the world. I really believe stuff like that, man. Like, if you could parallel your mind with your energy, who knows where you could take yourself? I don't know. I just know it's possible, you know. But you know, um, the best thing that we could do is, try to stay, you know, positive minded, level headed, lighthearted, and forward moving. You know, Sam, how you doing tonight? It is currently 3 minutes till the top of the hour here in Michigan. The top of the hour meaning 7 p.m. And I'm feeling good, man. It's Valentine's Day, and you know, we are just having a great sit down Oh, okay. Oh, you're here in Michigan, Sam? Is that what you're saying? You're here in Michigan? But the reason I do say these things too is because, like, man, there's a lot of negative stuff around us, right? Me personally, I don't want to see the news because I'm tired of hearing about the files. I'm waiting for them to release the meat and potatoes of them files. Like, if we gonna just talk about these files, let's go ahead and release the real documents, not all this. Because I didn't even heard another creator say, man, the files are literally just a stress test for the people to see how far the people could be pushed to the breaking point to, I don't know, cause a revolt, a purge, a this or that. And then, like, they said it's a social experiment on a large scale, right? I don't know. Like, people say a lot of things, right? They also said there's a real Loch Ness monster in the ocean. They also said the world's biggest snake is waking up. So it's like people say a lot of things, but like I don't want to like focus on those things too much to where I find myself engulfed in some shit that's got nothing to do with me just because that's what everyone else is doing, right? There's a lot of things to talk about. We can spend a few moments on the files, we can spend a few moments on this, a few moments on that, right? But we can't just spend 100%, even with the little kidnapping case, like a few moments here and there. But like the ultimate goal is to cover, a wide spectrum of issues and concerns that people have, and that way, people can leave feeling enlightened, feeling informed, and not misinformed. So that's what I'm focusing on, man. Is let's get ourselves informed with what we feel is most important to us, right? You know, and if we're able to do that, then it's just like you know, you will feel better, and it will make you want to come back and you know, um, continue to enlighten yourself and be informed, right? But there's a lot of top stories that just ain't worth talking about. Like there's stuff going on all over the map, everywhere. So it's just like we got to make room for a lot of that stuff, right? We got to make room for it. And then, I like to give people the floor too. Like, like remember back in the day, if you bought a bag of chips and you spun it around and looked at the back, you're going to see a little box where you can call a number and you can submit questions, comments, concerns, or ideas. And so that's what I try to do, man. Like I don't even care if it's an idea, a question, a concern, or a comment that I don't agree with. I don't mind, man. Like I can't possibly agree with everybody, and everybody can't possibly agree with me. Zim Pop, I noticed you put one single word, anger. Why anger, bro? Any advice to deal with haters? Yes. Let the haters hate. Ignore them. Let them approach with a light heart, but don't think too far into it because I'm going to tell you something, man. The haters are a part of the scenery, bro. They are literally a part of the scene. So you can't try to be in the scene without the haters, right? They're a part of it. Just like celebrities can't be celebrities without the paparazzi. That don't mean you see a paparazzi with a camera in your face so you punch him. Nah, you don't do that. I'm in the great state of Michigan, Ibby. Um, I'm a small YouTuber, man. I'm not a YouTuber though. I am a content creator. And at first they used to bug me, right? They definitely do bug, but like that's the nature of the game. And let me tell you why that is even a thing, man. Bro, Larid, let me tell you something, right? I don't know how to pronounce your name properly. Laridal? Laridal? But anyway, so this is what I want to tell you, man. Hey, it's a stress test, bro. It's a stress test. It's designed to either build you up or tear you down. So don't get tore down because I almost let myself get tore down. I even made some videos about it. It'd be making me mad still, but like you got to understand something. It is not personal. It's just a part of the business. That's literally all there is to it. It's a part of the business that you're gonna have to tolerate, and you will never not have it. Right? There's not one single creator in existence that doesn't have haters. It's a business, right? People make a lot of money being haters, man. Why do you think they have movie critics? Why do you think they have food critics? Why do you think they have music critics? Why do you think they have content creators that criticize rappers and singers and people that put a magnifying glass on these celebrities' lives to the point where you can clearly see that they're haters? It's not that they're haters, it's that it's a business for them. We're just on the other side of the business, right? We're on creating content, they're on criticizing the content. And if you could stick to that mindset, I think that you will be able to create your content in peace and just let the haters fall into the background because they're not real haters, right? And another thing I feel like if a hater, if they're not in your face, there's no need to really worry too much, right? They're not in your face, right? And if things are said in general, then you don't need to personalize. Anything said in general doesn't need to be personalized, right? Because that's why it's said in general, right? Now, if you allow it to take it personal, then you're allowing yourself to be manipulated. So hopefully that helped. Jackson, how you doing? I just heard the police helicopter fly over the house. It's crazy. We're living in an area where there's not a lot of crime, but I hear the helicopter fly over more, unless this is where it lands at. If it's somewhere housed over in this area, I hear the police helicopter more in the nice area than when I lived in a high crime area. Yeah, it is definitely nighttime, chocolate. It is definitely nighttime where I'm at. It just turned 7 p.m. It's 6 minutes past the top of the hour where I'm at. We got 5 people watching, 13 likes. By the way, get those likes up. We are 104 minutes in to this session. And, I noticed in my analytics too that, you know what? I'm not going to lie, my turn. I do as well, man. I slept many nights very good in high crime areas, man. I have been able to have a good night's sleep even though I knew somebody could be creeping through my window at any time. But no one ever did, man. That's one thing about me, man. I've been in some of the worst places you can imagine, and I've always been okay. I'm one of those people that I don't rate my people based on where I live, right? If they out there doing shit, shooting all night and running the streets, all I can say to them is, "Hey, bro, I used to be the same way, but in my 40s, I just I was around some good people that gave me a way to spend my time better, right? Like going to work, exhausting myself, coming home, taking a shower, eating a good meal, watching TV and then going to sleep for the night, right? But you can ask anybody who knows me, man. I was a professional at running the streets, but that's just not how I wanted to live my entire life. I've lived in the ghetto majority of my life. I've lived in the suburbs with other people a few times, but right now I don't have a home. I'm in between a lot right now. I am currently just sleeping on my people's couch, I guess you could say, until I get back on my feet. But life's got its ups and downs and its fluctuations. So, hey, man, have I been in the news? You know what? I absolutely have been in the news. Yes, I have. I've been on the news before. I've been on the news twice, but it's not what you think. Yeah, I've been on the news though, man. I could tell you a quick story about how I ended up on the news, man. It's really not no remarkable story, but like nevertheless, it's a story, right? I was in the news. Oh, thank you so much. It's the new Indian lace front, but it doesn't come off. This one stays on there. Have I been to prison? Yes, Melanie, I have in fact been incarcerated in my lifetime as well. And I'm not proud or ashamed of it. I'm just um it is what it is, you know, running the streets. I spent a significant amount of time incarcerated. Um, petty stuff, petty stuff. I had been to jail for anything from possession of a stolen vehicle to burglary to to receiving stolen property to possession of a dangerous weapon, just regular petty stuff. Nah, let chocolate because he's right. I was most definitely an idiot. I was most definitely an idiot because only idiots end up in prison, you know. So he's not wrong, not at all. You'd be an idiot to not want to call a guy in jail an idiot because idiots typically don't end up in jail or prison, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, excuse me. People that are not idiots typically don't. Okay, let me just slow down. Idiots tend to end up in jail, in prison, and the cemetery. So, I mean, it's not that you're an idiot, it's just a part of society that says that if you break the law, you will pay the consequences through the court process. And I've paid the consequences of my actions through the court process. So I was an idiot because I made a choice to get in trouble. I made a choice to carry those weapons. I made a choice to steal that car, to receive that stuff. It was all choices that I made, which made me an idiot because it wasted a decade of my life that could have been put towards something more constructive. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, it's all right though. Things were meant to teach you lessons. And if you don't learn the lesson, then what would you call yourself? A smart guy? Sorry, but smart guys learn their lessons. Idiots do not. I've already earned it back. I've already earned it back. It's been almost 20 years since I've seen the inside of a facility. Now, mind you, I went to jail one day for a traffic violation. I don't know why the cops took me in, but I literally sat in the holding cell for 48 hours and then they released me. So I didn't go to jail. I just had to go get booked in and then they let me out. That was the last time, and that was even back in 2014, right? 2015. So that was 11 years ago. Was the last time I seen the inside of no, you know what? I take that back. Um, it was actually here in Detroit. I went to jail one night.
but still, it was 48 hours. It was a walkthrough, and that was in 2018, 2019, one of them. It was during the pandemic. I went in there for a 48-hour walkthrough. No charges were filed because I didn't do anything. And so, yeah, that was the last time. I had to go do a little quick walkthrough in Detroit. And, you know, that was it. No charges filed. I didn't commit any crimes. I was just drunk in my own home. And somebody said that I was tripping. So the cops decided that they were going to take me in for a night. And so that was it. But other than that, like I said, any major type of things, um, those all occurred years and years and years ago. I'm not even that person anymore, right? I could be out running the streets right now. Not only am I able to do it, it's Saturday night. The temperature's not too cold. We are in Detroit. There's all kinds of trouble to get into, but instead I'm here YouTubing with y'all, man. I'm not out there. I'm not doing anything. I'm living the best that I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm minding my business. I could tell you that. I'm not strung out on drugs nowhere. I'm not at the homeless shelter. At least not right now. Anything could change. You never know what life is gonna throw your way, but like control it to the best of your ability. Don't let yourself get too far out of whack. But at the same time, no, it's just like you know, yeah, lots and lots of financial problems have occurred in my life. Like lots of financial ups and downs, bro. Like I remember nights I can't remember nights. I remember nights I didn't have no food to eat at all. I had to go steal some stuff from a grocery store if I was going to eat. So, when you're in that situation, I mean, you're putting yourself under the gun, right? You're putting yourself in harm's way to going to jail and possibly, catching felonies. But like that's America though. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you one thing about the law. They're not gonna have no compassion because they have a job to do. And the law doesn't operate off of compassion or emotions. It operates off what's written in the law books. So if you go into a store and steal some food just because you're hungry, you still broke the law. No, I don't currently have a job. My job is content creation. I don't have a job. I don't even have a place to stay. I'm sorry that I have to reveal that truth about my life, but I'll be okay, man. I'll be all right. God got me. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the trials and tribulations of life control your life. Let them happen and then figure out the solution to the problems. There's always a solution. Even if you don't agree with the solution, even if the solution makes you uncomfortable, there's still a solution regardless. Like Will Smith. How about that? I wouldn't mind being as successful as Will Smith, man. That would not be a bad thing, right? Why Will Smith is besides the point. Yeah, yeah. I got lots of hope, man. Hope is not something that I need. I have confidence in myself, and I've been in many situations, man. Listen, I've even been in situations that other people wouldn't know what to do, right? And I've got myself out of situations that would have ended the lives of others. So it's like, my life has literally been a series of social experiments, right? It's like the Discovery Channel or the Nature Channel when you sit there and watch animals in the wild and they get into situations and the people filming, they don't step in to intervene with the process of nature. That's life for a lot of us, right? life is a lot of times, believe it or not, life is orchestrated to work against you intentionally. But the key to overcoming something like that is to know that that's the kind of stuff that happens, that everything in your life is not always random. Sometimes it's engineered, sometimes it's provoked, sometimes it's, you know, it's energy sent to you from others. Right? You got to know, man. Like it's like you just once you know, you can think better, right? But if you don't know what's happening or why it's happening, then you know you won't even know there's people watching you, seeing what is he going to do? How is he going to deal with this? Oh, let's do this. How is he going to deal with that? Like, there's all kinds of scenarios for different people throughout this world, right? Some people go through stuff because other people want them to go through stuff. Some people go through stuff because they're not smart enough not to go through stuff. Some people intentionally sabotage themselves and they're forced to go through stuff based on their own decisions, right? So you just got to know the person on a personal level and say, you know, oh, this person is going through stuff because a lot of people hate on this individual. Um, um, you know, um, this person's going through stuff because of their parents. This person's going through stuff because of their past. This person's going through stuff because they just have a lot of bad luck. So, you know, um, like I said though, problems, 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 problems. My biggest question is and has always been, why are there so many problems in a world full of solutions? Right? That's all people do. You got all these great institutes and agencies and consulting firms that their business is solutions. But you know what? You get to an age and you get to a point of enlightenment and intelligence to where you realize that the only reason why solutions are even a thing is because they create the problems in the first place, right? Chocolate, I've been giving y'all nothing but advice. I guess you ain't been paying attention, but everything I've been saying is advice. Now, are you asking for advice on top of advice? But you know, um, you get to a point in maturity and age when you realize that the problems exist so they can offer you the solutions. You get to a point when you understand what that concept really means, right? That like a lot of your problems only exist because there's people that want to offer you the solution, right? For example, what is the solution to a dirty car? A car wash? What is the solution to a broke down car? A mechanic? So you know what the auto industry does? They start building shitty cars that are gonna break down. It's a problem that was presented to you, and then the solution was also presented by the same people. So, hey man, learn how to sidestep the raindrops and you won't get so wet. You're gonna get wet regardless, but you gotta learn how to jump in between the raindrops sometimes, right? And I also said, and this is not even my quote, but it's just a quote I feel that's relevant at this very moment, right? Listen, if you're gonna pray for rain, you better be ready for the mud that comes with it. So, with that being said, that is my advice to the viewers. That's my advice.